You're listening to Shift, Human First Financial Guidance with Ross Marino.
Today, we are shifting the conversation with Phillipp Hecker from Bento Engine. Good morning, Philip.
Ross, great to see you.
Glad to have you on the podcast today. Love the work at Bento Engine. I've enjoyed getting to know you. Not everybody may know who you are right off the bat, so how about you take 60 seconds and tell everybody who you are and what you do?
Phillipp Hecker here. Nice to meet everybody out there on the lines. On the personal front, I hail from Düsseldorf, Germany, in case you're wondering where the funny accent is from. Proud first-generation immigrant to this great country, married to an American, 4 young kids, 2 wonderful dogs, and I'm dialing in from the attic of our house in Westport, Connecticut. On the professional front, I'm happy to say I've done a number of things in my life so far. I am a Procter & Gamble trained brand manager. I'm a recovering BCG consultant, 5 wonderful years with the Boston Consulting Group in New York, where I picked up a strategic tool or two. And I am a 15-year Wall Street veteran, Deutsche Bank, JP Morgan, always focused on wealth management in a number of capacities. Now I'm thrilled to say I am a co-founder and the CEO of Bento Engine, a wealth tech that helps client-centric advisors to serve all of their clients and prospects during moments that matter. Look forward to unpacking that all with you in this conversation.
Thank you. Before we dive into Bento Engine, what it is and how it works, I'd love to go back to the beginning because I have a little understanding of how it all started and just want to say that that's really what caught my attention. I had seen the announcement on the funding or the seed round, and I saw the people who backed you, and it's leaders, CEOs that I know from Mariner Wealth and Beacon Point intentionally, and it's like a who's who list. And I thought, okay, everybody here is saying we're in on Bento Engine. I've got to reach out and learn more about it. So if you could take me back to the beginning, how did you connect with these people? How did you come up with Bento Engine? And, how'd you get it all started and off the ground?
Okay, let's unpack those in turn. First off, around the team and our advisory council, we are a team of 10 employees by now, deliberately a mix of deep wealth management experts, cutting-edge technologists, and highly successful serial entrepreneurs. We are a seasoned, experienced team, and because of that, or in spite of that, we early on made a decision to not go this journey alone. We knew that we would benefit from a village, from help and guidance from people who we respect. So we started forming an advisory council very deliberately, very early on our journey. If people are curious of all the great people that are on there, check them out at bentoengine.com. In the About Us section, you see them listed. Ross, the why is pretty clear. We wanted to tap into the collective wisdom, the guidance, the experience, the perspectives of the seasoned leaders that you find on there. It was important to us that that is a diverse crowd in terms of their background, perspectives, and experience that they can bring to the table on the gender basis, on the age basis, on the functional basis, on the vantage point, and school of thought basis. How we went about it is piece by piece, step by step. We thought about who are people in our space whose opinion we trust and appreciate. We approached them, and very quickly it became clear that many of them truly resonated with our mission, which is bringing better advice beyond investing to more Americans. And over time, it's a song and dance. You get closer. You literally make the ask, hey, do you want to support us on our journey by becoming part of our advisory council, giving us that all-important guidance along our journey? Let me bring maybe 1 or 2 specific cases to life, because I think that the notion of an advisory council is of relevance and can be of help not only to fintech startups like us, but frankly, any entrepreneur out there building her own business, including financial advisors with their practice. So one example is I love to listen to podcasts, not only Shift, your great series, but for example, Michael Kitz's. And in 2018, a while ago, I listened to a wonderful episode where he spoke to Jen Goldman, who you may know as a operations CRM practice management guru. I've never met Jen, but that podcast really resonated. I was very impressed by her perspectives and experience. So when we went about forming Bento, thinking about it, building the business case in late 2020, I approached her. Hey, I'm bouncing around some ideas in your space. Would you mind hopping on a Zoom and setting a, crazy, very bushed-eyed, entrepreneur straight? And she was kind enough to do just that. And over time, a wonderful relationship established. She joined our advisory council, and she continues to give us guidance on multiple dimensions. For example, product design and roadmap, opening some doors to influential RIAs. And just this week, she yelled at us with respect to some improvement opportunities on our website. Just real quick, another case in point is our mutual friend, Gavin Spitzner. God bless him. He got close to Bento early on the journey. Again, we made the ask, hey, do you want to get closer? Shall we formalize this partnership a bit by you joining the council, he was gracious enough to do. And he's, again, been giving us wonderful guidance and, frankly, professional and personal mentorship on a number of fronts. So in a nutshell, think about an advisory council. You don't have to go this journey alone. Think about the composition, have it be a diverse set of voices, and then build it one brick by one brick. At some point, you might have network effects and good escape velocity where people actually knock on your door and want in because they have FOMO and they want to hang out with a cool group of people.
There's a definite shift in the industry. I've had it personally, and my practice probably started 10 years ago. We see it with lots of planners out there as well, where instead of just talking about the future, one day when you retire or planning for retirement, they realize that it's not just about the destination, it's the journey. All along the way, life keeps happening, plans need to change, and they're not just planning opportunities of here's something that could do. Sometimes life is so disrupted, you really have to start from scratch and look at the whole plan all over again. Bento Engine ties in real well to that as far as life events and how as things go on, you have to keep readdressing the plan and look for different opportunities. How about you talk about what Bento Engine does and how that applies and is so important to financial planners like me?
Absolutely, Ross. We focus on moments that matter in the lives of your clients and prospects. Those moments are either age-based milestones, reaching, for example, the age of 50 and being able to make catch-up contributions, and thus increase your tax-advantaged savings and investings rate, or turning 70 and a half, being philanthropically inclined and utilizing QCDs to maximize your impact. So there's 15 age-based milestones that Uncle Sam gives us, which are highly predictable, where we can be very proactive in reaching out to and advising our clients. In addition, there's life events, getting married, divorced, having a child, moving to Florida, buying a business, or selling a home that not always, but oftentimes happen in the lives of the clients and prospects. And when they do, they're golden opportunities to lead with advice and capture money in motion. In many ways, Ross, we think of the Bento Engine system as a series of micro financial planning engagements, a set of moments that matter where clients or prospects have a certain job to be done, have a certain problem or opportunity that they need help on. Now that's the context. How we do it, we are a combination of technology and content to empower you, the client-centric advisor, to lead with proactive advice. On the tech front, via APIs, we connect into 7 fine CRM systems broadly used across our space. So we integrate seamlessly into Redtail, Wealthbox, Salesforce, Practify, Accelerate, and so on. There, our algorithms constantly scan your entire book of business to identify upcoming advice opportunities in the lives of your clients. When we find one, we pull the right content from our proprietary content library and alert you via a task, an activity in your CRM. So with Bento, there's no new platform, no new login, no new app on the workstation. Frankly, everybody has too many already. What we do is make the CRM work even harder for you and your clients. Happy to bring that to life using an example or two down the road.
Yeah, I love the fact that it's built into the CRM. And when I had watched you on an interview previously, I remember it was an advisor interviewing you, and the advisor asked, so do I just log into Bento Engine and look up and see my clients? And you said, no. You don't log into Bento Engine. It's in the CRM. It just pops up as a prompt. And I grin on that because I only have so much time and energy during the day. I want to use my brain to ask people what they're thinking, how they're feeling, to really connect on a human first level and really understand how can I add value to this conversation. I don't want to be thinking about what are all those different opportunities out there. I know when I first put Bento Engine up on the screen, our COO came in, she looked up at it, and after 2 or 3 seconds said, why didn't we think of this? Because it was brilliant. And we kind of chuckled. And then she said, this is going to be perfect for this other advisor in our office. And I laughed and said, it's perfect for me because I can't remember all of this stuff. I know what the dates are, but actually, you know what? I'm not even going to go into the explanation. Let's take an example. So let's say I've got a client. I open up my CRM. They just turned 62. Tell me what's going to happen.
So you open your CRM on a Monday morning after your third cup of coffee, and given that you're half organized, Ross, you go to your activities, to your task list, your to-dos for the day. In there, I'm sure you have plenty of stuff going on from your regular business, but you'll also find some Bento alerts that were pushed into your CRM overnight. The alerts are always proactive, so it's not when your client turns 62, but 6 or 9 months before, so that you can prepare and have strategic conversations ahead of the client or prospect reaching that milestone. The alert will always indicate to you what's the age point, what's the advice opportunity, and who does this pertain to. So it's age 62, Social Security benefits for your good client, Christine. You click on the alert, and within the CRM, a alert notification pops up for you, telling you, hey, your good client Christine is about to turn 62 in 6 months' time. In case you haven't had a chance yet to advise on Social Security benefits, now would be a good time. And then Bento gives you, in that CRM alert, links to compliance pre-approved, client-ready, multi-format content that you can use to engage, serve, and advise your client. And those materials, think PDF and PowerPoint pages, think emails, think talking point type phone scripts, always come in multiple formats so that you can pick the best mode of communication on a client-specific basis. You know this very well. Some of your clients react well to well-structured PowerPoint pages. They benefit from visualization. Other clients of yours simply want to have a conversation. They're audio learners that just want to talk about stuff. Others yet are constantly on the go. They want a crisp email. We've got you covered. We always provide multi-format materials on those age points. We also, Ross, always provide a internal use only advisor FAQ. Think of this as a cheat sheet for your back pocket if you, as the advisor, want to refresh yourself on all the intricacies of Social Security benefits and best timing strategies. That is your internal learning and development training type of document. So you see, it is proactive alerts. Next best actions is the buzzword in our industry right now, embedded in your CRM ahead of the client or prospect reaching the milestone, providing you with multiple format compliance pre-approved materials so that you can communicate in the best way. Last not least, there's always a built-in advisor learning and development and training aspect to it. And I should add, laws and regulations change all the time. And when they do, we quickly update the materials so that you can always advise your clients based on the latest and greatest. Ross, if I may, let me add the following. This type of advice during those moments that matter, as you and our audience well knows, it is not just nice to have stuff. It is fundamental stuff. It is the essence of human-centered advice, the way we think about it. And oftentimes, the positive impact on your work when you lean into these moments that matter is very quantifiable. Let's stick with the example that you picked of age 62. As you all know, when to best start taking Social Security benefits is a big, important question that matters for many of your clients. As you may know, many clients are better off waiting until later, until they start taking benefits. I recently came across a wonderful body of research sponsored by the Federal Reserve of Atlanta that showed that roughly 90% of Americans would indeed be better off waiting until later to file for benefits. However, only 10% do so. So there's a big gap, a big need for better advice around Social Security benefits. And it's quantifiable. Here is what the researchers discovered. The median lifetime benefit that American workers leave on the table by filing too early is a whopping $182,000. So this advice matters to people, and it is quantifiable. If you focus on the top quartile of income earners, oftentimes your wealth management type clients, that median lifetime benefit increases to $290,000. And if you're focused on the proverbial 1%, that is a whopping $600,000. You get the joke. This advice is not just nice to do and nice to have. It matters in qualitative and quantitative ways. Perhaps we can link to that study in the show notes. It's worth a quick read for any client-centric advisor.
It sure is. How about you let everybody know how to find Bento Engine if they want to connect with you?
Ross, appreciate that. Very easy, bentoengine.com. And we are active on LinkedIn and Twitter.
Sounds great. Phillipp Hecker, thanks so much for being on the show and helping us shift the conversation.
Ross, great to see you as always. Have a great day.
Thank you for listening to Shift with Ross Marino. Please visit humanfirst.live to learn more. This show is for general information purposes only and is not intended to provide recommendations or advice. Speak with a legal, tax, or financial advisor before making any decisions. Past performance references are historical and do not guarantee future results.